Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bulldog Show. I'm Darrell Allen, along with Thomasville High School head football coach Jonathan DeLay. And Coach, tough loss up in Toombs County on Friday night. Dogs lose to Toombs County 24-19. Played hard, great effort. I mean, done everything we needed to do except win the football game.
Yeah, I mean, after the game, I told the kids, I don't know what to tell you because you did everything right. I mean, they played so hard. It was one of those games, just a slugfest, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and really just didn't have it bounce our way in certain situations. But I mean, just the effort that we fought with, because that was a good football team that we played, and
I was about to say, not only a good football team, but a great atmosphere.
Oh yeah, that was fun. And people telling me, hey, Coach, you prepare your kids for the atmosphere. Well, it really felt like being at home.
Right.
People are right on top of you. Fans are loud, they're rocking. That doesn't bother us. And I don't think we were affected by the atmosphere because it was electric for both teams. But like I said, our kids fought so well. We played so good on the defensive side of the ball. Had a really good plan. The kids went and executed it. And really, number three, he had in every game. He has big runs. He pops a big run in every game, and usually about 4 or 5. And he got one the other night. And I'll say this too. After he got that one, they went up 24-13. We came right back down the field and scored. Give ourselves an opportunity to win with an onside kick right there. And again, I can't say enough about this team and all the stuff, the adversity that they've handled. You look at this year, 3 of the 4 games were 5 points or less that we lost by. So, it's like that sometimes in football. And I try to tell them that it's like, life's going to be hard. Sometimes there's going to be things that you can't control that affect you and that make you have a negative outcome. But it's what you learn from that negative outcome that builds your character.
All right, Coach. Cam Hill went 13 of 24 for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, gives Cam 2,086 yards for the season, 27 touchdowns, 114.5 quarterback rating. I mean, he was very efficient with the ball.
Yeah, he did a really good job for us this year, and he played well the other night, especially in the second half. He'll be missed, just like all 27 of those seniors. I'm gonna tell you what, that was my freshman class when I took this job, and some of them have been playing since then. And 27 guys, that's some tough shoes to fill. With program building, though, you want to reload those positions. You're not going to replace those players because they all have their unique talents and abilities, but you got to reload with some similar characteristics moving forward.
All right, Coach, 58-yard touchdown pass to A.J. Hill Jr., brother A.J. Hill Jr., we'll talk more about him in just a second. Nigel Pittman, 5 catches, including a 30-yard touchdown pass, which gives him the season touchdown record.
Yep. He's now the regular season and whole season receiving touchdown record holder. Real proud of him. Nigel, he had a really good year this year, just like Cam. Especially when we hit region time, he just really, came on.
And I think about Nigel, Coach, had he not lost last year to injury, what would he have done?
Yeah, he lost the playoffs last year to an injury, so he missed 3 games. But I will say this about him: after surgery, he rehabbed so hard, and he probably could have practiced in the spring full contact. We let him practice everything except take contact. So, he worked his rear end off to get back to where he was. And again, another one of those guys, a senior guys, hard to replace. You just got to reload somebody there, find somebody that loves the game the way he did and has that same caliber.
All right, Coach, A.J. Hill Jr. with 19 tackles to go along with his touchdown. I mean, he was all over the field.
He was, and that kind of epitomizes how the defense played. We had to, we talked all week about we got to tackle, and it had to be. It couldn't just be the first level, second level. It had to be the secondary getting involved. And when I saw that stat yesterday, Coach Hodges sent it to me. I was, 19 tackles. He's around the ball a lot, and played well. Came over there on the offensive side and did a good job for us too.
Joe Douglas with 12 tackles. Joe with a big tackle in there. When they were back to their end zone, calls it a fumble that Carter Walker recovered for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a huge play. We're down 7-0. They just score. We go 3 and out. Macari lets off a boomer, a 66-yard punt. Now, it rolled for about 30 yards, but, hey, that still goes down as a 66-yarder. We get it. We get them stopped at the 6-yard line, And then on third down, Joe makes a huge play, and Carter recovers it there in the end zone and changes the whole momentum of the game. Mm-hmm. And now it's 7-7. And, I don't know what Toombs expected coming into the game. I don't think they expected to get punched in the mouth like they did. And that's just a testament to our coaches and our kids and how they prepared and how they went about that week of preparation and the trip and all those things. We went up there to win the football game, and we did everything that we could and gave it our best shot. Just unable to come out 1-0.
Coach Joe's 12 tackles gives him 139 for the season. That's a great year.
That's a lot. How many games we played? 12, so that's over 10 a game, right? Yeah. That's a lot of tackles, and he's around the ball. When you look at his career, there's a lot of tackles for his career, and he's been in the middle for us for the past 3 years now, commanding the defense. So kind of like Cam on offense, he was in charge of the defense. So another one true miss.
Sure will. Caden Walker with 9 tackles. Roosevelt Holland with 8 tackles. When we talk about defense, we got to talk about Christian Hayes and that big interception.
Yeah, huge interception. He did a great job high pointing the ball right there, and then the return, I think it was 50 yards.
I thought he broke it for a minute.
Yeah, he was close, and he's got really good ball skills, and he has tremendous speed, and he did a good job right there. The other night too, Levante came over to the defensive side and played for us. He had about 6 tackles right there. And it was warm the other night. That was. For November 21st, that was odd. Kind of felt like mid-September a little bit. And he played a ton of snaps on both sides of the ball and did some really good things. There was one run when we had gone down 17-13 where he ducked under a tackle and his knee just grazed the ground or he's gone. And those are, there were some tough yards that he fought for and made some big plays on defense to keep us in the ball game.
Because there's nothing that can make you feel good about losing that last game, but leaving it all on the field, and we did that.
Man,
a little bit.
I think that's what we did the other night. We left everything we had in lines. I mean, it just every ounce of energy and effort that each one of those kids could put in, they did, and they gave everything they had for each other, for Thomasville, and it just we needed that one bounce, one call, one whatever to go our way, and it didn't.
That's right. All right, let's jump into the highlights, Coach. And there were a bunch of them for us Friday night.
Yeah. Again, beautiful night. When it started sprinkling, I was like, man, this is going to be good because every time it's rained this year, we've won the football game. First drive right here, they do it. They're a good football team. They got, they're really big up front, things like that. I thought we did a tremendous job of handling their size and their physicality and matching it, especially on the offensive line. But we go 3 and out on this first one right here, punt the football, do a good job covering it right here, pick it up, and go back to work on defense. And again, as big as they were on their defensive line, their offensive line was just as big, and they moved, and we really didn't get knocked off the ball. We did a good job. You can see a bunch of stalemates right there, ton of guys in the backfield, and then getting a ton of hats to the football. We did a really good job as well shifting our front. That gave them problems all night. You can see right there, Junior, that's one of his tackles right there. That's a tough tackle. That's a one-on-one tackle in open field, and he does a really good job right there. Is another one. We're creating a pile right there. D. Florence creates that pile for other guys to come make a play. Joe Douglas right there and Vontae getting in on that tackle. And then right here you can see Chris. They try to hit him with a double move. Does a really good job staying in phase, high points the football, and then
cut his balance.
Yes, getting his balance and then getting north up the sideline right there. If the quarterback's not there to slow him down and make him cut it back, we probably have a touchdown right there. But we go to work offensively. Really good drive for us right here. Thought we had 6 points on it. They said it was a hold, so we had to keep going, and we just unable to cross the goal line right here. But again, really good job, Cam, right here with a completion to himself on third down. Not necessarily how you draw it up, but
he was alert though.
Yeah, it was effective. And then big third down play right here to DJ to get us in striking distance. Then another good carry here by Vontae. Good blocking on the perimeter there. I think that's DJ and Caden Thomas and Jabari over there. And then Cam had to pull one right here. We had a penalty, knocked us back right there, but then Vontae with a big runner right here. Really good job with the push up front right there. We get a face mask call, and then we get backed up because of a holding call that we have, and we go backwards right here, and that's the thing that I didn't like. We're 3rd and goal, 17. We can't go backwards right here. We got to keep it right there because we're in really good field goal range. Missed field goal right there, but again, defense, comes and they're given every single ounce of everything that they've got. That's one of Three's biggest runs until his last one there in the 4th quarter. They're able to punch it in right here, make it 7-0 early in the 2nd quarter. But
he was definitely their bell cow coach.
Oh,
He ran it 27 times.
Yeah, I mean that's and that's who. They've mixed it up all year, but in their big games and their big moments, he's the guy that's had to carry it, and that was who it was the other night. And like I said, that was a touchdown run right there. But he really, he had one big play right here. The ball hits on the 36, and the thing rolls all the way down to the 6. And this is what sets up our score right here. Do a really good job on the perimeter right here. Another job. I mean, that right there is fantastic. We're making 3 dance in the hole, make a play. Then right here comes Joe, knocks the ball out, and then Carter recovers it in the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs would make the extra point, 7-0. I mean, but again, we're making him go side to side. He's not able to turn his pads down the field, and just so many red hats getting to the ball. And that's the thing that, we had to have happen. We knew we had to have it happen. And we were able to do it for the most part the other night.
Makes it 7-7 back in the ball game.
Right back in it. We kick it off. They try to go back to the field on us. We do a good job right here getting it tackled up, not letting it outside. And then right back to work on defense. We get a big TFL right there. D. Florence and Roosevelt are in the backfield right there. And then again, it's 1 and 2 yards a pop right there. Just so many hats to the football, and that's what pleased me so much, was just seeing guys fly around to the ball. We knew we had to play with great pad level. We knew we had to play with great physicality, and we couldn't let him get his shoulders. I mean, that's 4th and 1 right there, and he gets that thing by an inch. I mean, we did everything inside to make it bounce. And again, we on this series right here, we hold them to a field goal. Thought we had the ball out right there. Apparently not, but again, just relentless effort to get to the football, force a field goal, almost block it right there with Junior. But it's 10-7. 10-7 at halftime. You're right in the ball game. We talked about, hey, come out, let's go 3 and out, force a punt, and then let's go score. I mean, right there, Junior read that screen so nicely. If he doesn't have the guy grabbing his back arm, he probably picks it off. But again, I mean, there's it's 3rd and 8 right here. We're getting push in there, causing the quarterback to throw the ball errantly. We get a decent return right here, a little 10-yard punt return out of Nigel to set us up in decent field position. Got about a 57-yard field. We go to work, and 3 plays into this drive, we're in the end zone. And that's where, that's what we talked about at halftime, what we had to do to get the momentum back in this game. And Cam did a really good job hitting his brother. We caught him in a blitz. And then you get all the guys downfield. Coach Clay, our running backs coach, actually was the one that said, hey, let's run solo screen right there. And, so that's just a depth of staff thing, just feeling it, thought it was there, and we were able to execute it. We get it kicked off and get them backed up.
How quick AJ was getting down the field, too.
and that was the same play that Vontae scored on the other night against Putnam in the 4th quarter. Pretty much the exact same play, and it hit in the exact same spot. So really good job executing it right there. And then again, they drive basically the full length of the field, but we stand tall in the red zone right here and force a field goal attempt that they miss. We get pressure, miss field goal. Now we've got the lead. Obviously, we don't do anything with the football. We have to punt it back to them. And again, it's kind of a back and forth battle right now. We're trading punts. This ball right here, kids did exactly what their coach should do. It's over their head at the 10, let it go, and it just happened to stop there on the 1. we're able to get a penalty right here that gets us out off the 1 yard line. But as we're moving the ball here on this on the second down play, again, another foul that was called on us. I didn't think it was a foul. And instead of being 1st and 10 at the 30, we're 2nd and 17 at the 8 going into the fourth quarter. It's huge, huge. You know, like I said, defensively, I thought we played our rear ends off. And offensively too, you know, especially in the second half, you know, we really and yards were hard to come by. I'm telling you, their front seven did a tremendous job of limiting any yards that we were going to have. One of the biggest moments of the night, we missed 3 tackles right here, this punt return. You know, it sets them up for their score to take the lead. But again, you know, and this is a play that we had worked all week. We just had our eyes in the wrong spot, and they did a good job taking advantage of it. But offensively, we come right back, and we are pushing the ball down the field. On this next possession, Caden Thomas, really good job right there with that fair catch, just to get us that football. And then this is the one I was talking about with Vontae. He ducks under the guy, and I mean, it's so close right there. He's making a good move. Foot just slipped out from under him a little bit. Another really good run right there. And then we hit Nigel right here in just a moment on the post ball. And, you know, I don't know if it's a fumble or not. They said it was. I thought, you know, he was bobbling it the whole time, but, you know, it was a really good throw. Like to see us secure it, but, you know, they made a play. And again, you know, there is zero quit, none of that. You know, that's the one big run that they had the whole night. And, you know, that makes it 24-13 with 2:17 left in the ball game. And you could say, all right, well, it's done now. Or you can do what we did and move the ball right back down the field. And, you know, that's what mature teams, that's what teams that have been in the fire, they go and do. You know, Cam right there, we're incomplete right there, and then we come right back, and apparently they started the clock and shouldn't have. But, you know, we're just moving the ball down the football field. You know, Cam's doing everything he can to get away from pressure, get tackled up right there. Again, we try to take a shot right here to Junior, and then we hit Nigel on the screen, and he does a really good job right here of weaving through traffic. DJ with a really good block. Zacharias Watkins gets out there to shield it. And
record-breaking touchdown.
Yeah, record-breking touchdown. I mean, you know, minute 3 left in the ball game. Feel good about being able to get an onside kick and then do something with it. You know, but we were unable to, and you know, just came up a little bit short.
Yeah, because you got 2 offenses going into the night that were averaging over 40 points a ball game, and both defenses stood up.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that was kind of the thing we knew going into it, that you know, I'd said all week, and even as it got later in the week, it's going to be a slugfest. Both teams are going to throw haymakers at each other, and I'll be honest, you know, it was a state championship football game. That was the atmosphere. You know, it felt like that Fitzgerald game in 21 where you just got to throw everything that you have at it, and both teams did. And, you know, unfortunately, we were unable to come out on top.
Coach, as we kind of wind it up here for 2025, first of all, I want to thank the senior class. I mean, here's guys that played for 4 years, got 33 wins in those 4 years. You know, they're a phenomenal group.
Oh, it's a great group. And that's what, you know, the other night afterwards, it was an emotional night for the kids, because their high school football career is over. Emotional night for me because of, you know, that's the group that I started this head coaching journey with. But I told them, I said, look, this is the end of this piece of your journey, but there's a lot of them that are going to continue on to do great things. Some of them are going to play football. Some of them are going to go to nursing school. Some of them are going to go probably the military. Some of them are going to go run track, whatever. There's a lot of things out there still for these guys. And, you know, I just hope that throughout their football career at Thomasville, they learn just a little bit of, you know, how to be just good men when they grow up and graduate.
Because I know that you'll be involved in trying to help them as they move forward, but the entire system will be. We want want all
Yeah.
of our seniors to move forward and do good things.
Definitely. And, on that note, next Wednesday, December the 3rd, we will have signing day for Cam Hill and Levante Cole. That time's not set yet. It'll be at the old high school at the gymnasium. It'll be posted on social media, probably somewhere in the 10 to 11 o'clock hour. But we're going to celebrate those guys next week, and then there'll be another signing day in February where we'll recognize the other guys who are going on to play college ball.
And then we'll have an awards banquet or meeting where
we'll have our banquet in January, and
we'll recognize them again.
Yes, and that's the thing. When you think about Thomasville football, you think about all the things that people do for Thomasville football. It's the players, coaches, community members, support staff, administration, boards of education, all those guys. And while I'm on that topic, I want to take this minute just to thank you and Mr. Jim for you said 37 seasons,
years,
37 seasons on the radio. I know you guys are going to retire from that, but not from Thomasville football.
No, we'll still be Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I just want to say, to the folks out there that listen to the radio, you guys are as much a part of the tradition of Thomasville football as the kids that go out there in the field. Before I came to Thomasville, I heard stories about you guys calling games. And now that I'm here, sometimes I'll go back and watch the NFHS just to see what you guys had to say or what Mr. Jim had to say about certain things that he didn't agree with. But no, we really do. I really do appreciate you guys, and thank you so much.
It was a labor of love, and we did it because we love the Bulldogs.
Well,
and that's going to continue. That doesn't go
I know
away.
that. I know that. Now you just get to watch it from your actual seats.
That's
up
right.
there.
Now you'll be able to hear us on Friday
Yeah,
night.
you can just yell at me. All right, you can just holler at me.
That's right. Coach, you and I want to thank CNS for allowing us to do this each week. It enables us to get the word out to the community about the Bulldogs, about what's going on.
Oh, it definitely does. Austin does such a fantastic job with this show, and we're really thankful for him.
And I want to thank you and your family for what you put into the football program and into the city school system in general.
Well, I appreciate that. It's not a job. A job is something that you have to go do. It's something I get to do. So I love going to work every day. The kids make it. Fun.
Talk just for a minute, Coach, before we get out here about the off season, how that will go.
Yeah. So we'll have some meetings with the kids over the next 3 weeks before Christmas break. Just some exit meetings, and then basically when we get back in January, it's going to 2026 is going to start. Yeah. We'll start our off season lifting program. And then, when March rolls around, we'll be into gut check time. April will be install time, and then end of April, early May will be spring practice, and it'll be here before you know it. In football and really in sports in general, there's an off season because you're not playing games, but you really feel like you're doing something every day to get better, and it's not about just doing it to say you're doing it. Oh, look at what we're doing, but it's something as simple as, hey, this Friday, guys, we're doing our stations where it's like game day. We're going to encourage each other. We're going to, do some mental toughness, things like that. Just because, on Friday there's going to be mental toughness in the fall, and you only get guaranteed 10 opportunities. You want 15.
Because as we look forward, we've talked about this during the year. This always excites me a little bit that we're going to have some players that are going to get an opportunity next year that maybe felt like they haven't had an opportunity yet, but it is coming.
Yeah, I feel like that was something that we talked about on here all year. That was one of the themes of this show this year is the new guys that have had an opportunity to make plays. And there's going to be more next year. When you graduate 27 seniors, I think last year it was like something like 26 or something like that. It was a high number. So you're always going to be talking about new guys, new spots, new roles. And it's exciting. We got some guys right now that are 9th graders that are going to be 10th graders that, they're going to get thrown in the fire a little bit next year. And 10th graders are going to be 11th graders, same thing. Some guys are going to be seniors that may have never played in the meaningful roles before are going to have to play. And, you look back to this year at some of those guys and you see what they did. Those seniors that had really never played on a Friday night and how they came on and made this team what it was. Those are the special things, and that's what's cool about high school football. I've been at Thomasville long enough and in high school football, but at Thomasville especially to know that, you never know which ninth grader,
Right.
when they're a senior, is going to be a stud.
Right.
And I can name a bunch of names of guys that I know, but that's one of those fun things. That's one of the things like we'll sit around the office and tell stories about, hey, back when I first got here, this kid was this, and by the time he was a senior, he was awesome. And that's why you've got to, you got to pour everything into all of them, because you never know which one's going to be that guy.
Talk a minute about the region, Coach.
Yeah. So new region. It's Thomasville, Fitzgerald, Brooks County, Berrien, Bacon County, and Jeff Davis. So we have 5 region games. Still working on the 9-region schedule, but we have 5 region games. I do know next year we play Fitzgerald and Berrien at home in the region. So we have done that. But we're still, it's finding 5 non-region games not fun, by the way.
Yeah.
But we're still working through that right now, Coach Rayburn and I. But that is a new region. So Worth and Brantley County are gone out of the region, and Brooks County has come in from the region from these past 2 years. So that's where it's at, and it's exciting. I mean, Brooks County's been a game that we've always played since I've been at Thomasville, and now it's a region game again.
Just won't play it opening week now.
Right, won't be the opening week. So, but it'll be, in that region schedule. I think the last time was they were in the region maybe 2019.
I think
Does that sound right?
That sounds about right.
2019 or 2020 was the last time they were in the region.
All right. Well, again, Coach, thank you for being here each week. And sometimes you come when it's not convenient, but we do what we need to do, and we appreciate you again.
Well, I appreciate
it. We really do. And season may be over. The Bulldog Show's not going anywhere. We'll be back in 2026 with a brand new edition of the Bulldogs.